Who do you think will rise to the top from these 4 contestants? Hey, what's your name?
My name's Sam.
Right on, Sam. What do you do, Sam?
Well, I do a couple things. I'm a firefighter, a wannabe homesteader, but I also run a business. With that, we do a lot of exterior cleaning and some other things, interior high dusting of commercial spaces and stuff like that.
Are you the guy that was on my live last night?
I was.
Okay. How big is that business?
For a 2-person operation, I think it's pretty big. It does 6 figures, just barely. But it's been running for about 8 years. It turned out to be quite a blessing.
Awesome. So what's homesteading look like?
Well, there's a little bit of it right here. This is our garden. We built this 3 years ago. And then last year I added the more appealing looking fence around.
Yeah, black always looks good, man. Is that paint, stain? What is that?
So that's that creosote kind of barn paint, black barn paint. As a part of the business that I have, I've got a airless spray painter for deck restoration and stuff like that. So it was pretty easy to slap that on there, and then went to a farm store and bought a farm gate just for, making the wife happy. She likes pretty things. So I've got some raised beds that I built out of pallets from Home Depot. And so we raise, most years a pretty good amount of food. We're still working on the soil and amending it and getting it good. But it's an enjoyable thing that she enjoys, and I like. And so, we like the garden.
That's cool. How much property are you on?
It's a little under 3 acres. I'd call it 2.5. But when you're on that kind of acreage, a lot of it gets sucked up by the house and driveways and septic field and those kind of things. So you have to be careful about what you put where.
You had HOAs out there?
No, not here. Thankfully, that was when we bought this place. That was one of the things that I was trying to stay away from. It's kind of interesting neighborhood that I'm in. We call it North Louisville, and it's southern Indiana. And up here, we have a really kind of broad array of housing. You can't really see it for the trees, but right back through there is a 13,000 square foot house that overlooks the city of Louisville. My wife says we're view adjacent.
So what are you guys producing food wise? What are you doing?
So we do a pretty wide variety of things in a small scale, because this is about 30 by 30 feet. And so you can't obviously live entirely off of that. But mainly green beans, tomatoes, a little bit of sweet corn, and then we have some pretty successful group of strawberries that was new to us last year, and so we're looking forward to this first full year of it. But we don't do any livestock at the moment. She grew up raising honeybees, and I earlier in my life spent a lot of time with chickens, and so honey and chickens are something that we would look to do on our future homestead. And the only reason we haven't done it yet is because we don't want to put the infrastructure in here, knowing that we're going to leave.
What's up, man? What's your name?
Hey, my name is Jamie.
Got it. So you have a YouTube channel?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What are those covers on your seats there?
I don't know what pattern this is. Maybe you would know better than me here.
So what's on your YouTube channel?
Pretty much. I moved out, started homesteading about 2 years ago. Just wanted to get out of the crazy real world. So stuff about my rabbits, my chickens, some chainsaw milling. I started after I had already built my I wish I would have started earlier, after I built my cabin and all my structures. So most of that is just after the fact type stuff. So it's kind of, my day-to-day routines and the things that I do.
Is that your full-time job?
Right now it is. So we sold all of our equipment, and we decided that we were going to move off, buy some land, and start this life. So now it's time where, you know, I'm at the point to where I've basically burned through everything that I had. So it's time to either shit or get off the pot, I guess, really is what to say. So, you know, I've been looking for a couple different jobs. I was trying to make it work on the homestead, but I realized really quickly, in order to make money, I got to have money to build it so I can, you know, eventually make money off the homestead, which is what I would truly like to do.
Got it. You said you sold all your equipment. What kind of equipment was it that you had?
Ovens. We had a bunch of coolers, bunch of freezers, bunch of, you know, make tables with reach-ins in it. Had a couple of ovens because we were a keto bakery, so we had everything. But a couple of mixers. So I mean, it wasn't a lot of equipment. We got about 20,000 out of the equipment. And then we didn't sell any of the recipes or anything like that because she was thinking that maybe she would start it back up, but with I guess she just doesn't want to do that. So
Can you guys not make anything that you can ship?
yeah, we actually did ship at that time, because I was the one that was in charge of the shipping. So I was probably shipping, you know, I'd say 10 to 15 packages a day on average. And then we had where they would just come inside as well. But unfortunately, we're no longer together. After she pushed for 2 years to come out here, we came out here, and then after about 6 months, she wasn't having it. So
What are you doing for money?
right now it's just everything that I had stacked up. So I'm in a fortunate enough position that my bills per month are only about $400. So I'll do side jobs here and there just to pick up extra, but I have enough that I can pay those bills. But if I want to grow more, which is where I'm at now, like I want to build a barn dominium and I want to build a Wallapini, but it's going to cost me a lot of money. So I'm going to have to do something in order to do that.
So you built a cabin from scratch, like you milled the wood and everything, and you live in
Yes,
that?
sir. Yep. Yeah. I built my cabin, which is 192 square foot. I built my bathroom, which is a 12 by 8. My kitchen is also it's also 12 by 8. I built my chicken coop and I built my solar shed, all out of wood that I milled on the land.
Badass, man.
With my chainsaw.
How much property?
I got 5 acres.
And you cut everything off your property?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, badass, dude. Good for you, dude. That's cool.
Yeah,
So how'd you find us?
Through Tim and Two-Man Tim and Brian at the Lots Project. So, because I live, like, you have to drive past my land to get to Tim's. So I got to talking with him, and I went out to his work day that he did, and they told me about SRF. So I actually went virtually last year to SRF, and then this year I'll actually be going, and I'll be doing a chainsaw milling demonstration there.
You're the guy. Okay.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
me.
You're
Yeah.
the guy. Very cool.
So
dude.
I'm excited about that. So yeah, it was nice to meet Brian and Tim, and then through that, he told me about you guys, and I've been watching you ever since.
Very cool. Very cool. Hey, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What's your name?
Zach,
Zach. Where are you at, Zach?
Tennessee.
In Tennessee. Okay. Is that East Tennessee?
I'm about 2 hours away from Camden,
Okay.
towards Memphis. Yeah.
Got it. What do you do?
Well, right now I'm unemployed, but mostly I've been in manufacturing, maintenance, working on production equipment and that sort of thing. I've also worked in engineering, some management roles. Came out to Tennessee to do some construction work, actually got hired on, and then they went through layoffs and I was cut. So
What kind of
that's where
construction?
I'm at. This was insulated metal panels for the Ford building out here. So it was carpentry technically, but we weren't doing woodworking and stuff. It was insulated metal panels, kind of a specific material.
Putting up just like for insulated walls, like for steel buildings?
Clean room. So
Okay.
it was walls and ceiling, and then it had to all be sealed off and everything.
Got it. Got it. So what do you want to do?
Ideally, I'd be back in manufacturing. I'm kind of an efficiency guy. I got into Lean Six Sigma pretty early on in my career, and I got certified in that as a green belt for Lean Six Sigma. And I that's really a passion of mine. Other than that, I like to be outdoors, and I'd really like to be more involved in like a permaculture, agricultural kind of thing too. So,
How much property do you have?
I've got 2.5 to 2 3/4 acre where I'm at right now, but I mean, you can see behind me, it's mostly dense wood and brush, and we're also in a low spot. So every time it rains here, it kind of floods up. And so there's a lot of work to make this property functional if we were to go that route. But honestly, we don't know if we're going to be staying here. The job that brought me here was a pretty well-paying job, and we got the mortgage on this place with my income from that job. And so now we're kind of reevaluating where we're sitting. And I've also got my father-in-law living with us right now, and my brother staying with us temporarily. And we just had another baby, so pretty full house.
Got it. So are you supporting all of them?
Yeah. My brother is paying kind of a minimal rent just to carry his own weight. But for my father-in-law and my family, yeah.
What's your brother do?
I actually got him a job out there doing the construction that I was doing. They kept him on at like entry level. What happened was they bumped me up to a lead position, and they bumped me up to a foreman role. And they were talking about moving me to a general foreman, and then I'd be moving on to the next job elsewhere. And then I guess they lost some contracts, some jobs fell through, et cetera, and then they just started cutting people that were in that kind of middle management.
How long have you been without work for?
It's only been a couple months. I say only, but my wife and I talked about it, and we had our baby coming, and it was a good time for me to be at home. But I've also been doing some schooling on the side to finish out a degree, just doing online classes. So out of work for a couple months.
What's your degree?
I'm working in IT to finish an IT degree. It's just general, but
So
general
what
IT.
will you do with that?
It's really to kind of broaden the foundation that I have, since my foundation is mostly mechanical. Having some IT experience as well just kind of makes me more hireable to a broader industry. And I'm also really interested in what's going on with AI and that sort of thing. So I wanted to have a good base to build off of that, if that kind of takes over as much as everybody's saying it will.
Gotcha. Is that applicable? Does that cross over into permaculture in any manner?
There's a lot of technology that could. And that's kind of why I went with just the general IT instead of getting into like something more specific like data or web development or something like that. You get the nuts and bolts of it. So, yeah.
How'd you find us?
I got online because I was doing my schooling for IT, and I'm going through some of the classes right now that are they're kicking my ass. I'm just not that interested in data analytics, and I thought, I'd really love to be learning something that I'm passionate about, and so I wanted to learn some permaculture and agricultural skills, and I typed in homesteading apprenticeship just to see what was out there, because I don't know anything about like if anybody offers that kind of class or anything like that. And the first thing that popped up was you guys.
What's up? What do you do?
Not too much. I currently do IT work for a company in California, but I live in Florida. I also do side jobs on the weekends when I can, just to make some extra money.
What does IT work look like? What do you actually do? What is that?
Well, I can do just about it all. Mostly what I do is like password resets and helping people get their Outlook configured. But I also do work on SharePoint, Azure. I fix a lot of problems with Windows operating system. I help with printers a ton, mostly getting people set up to print for the first time.
And you do that remotely?
Yes.
Yeah. Do people still use Outlook?
Yes. We use the whole Office suite. So with most of our customers, we do a lot of email and Microsoft Teams. So I'm pretty familiar with all that.
How did you find us?
So my brother's the one who recommended this to me. I'm pretty new to the community, but I've been binging as much as I can. My brother knows that, you know, I bought property in Florida. I'm wanting to homestead. I want to have some chickens, possibly some goats, definitely a garden, and that kind of thing. My brother's been watching the community and been with it for a long time, and he saw the episode and then he shot it out to me. So I put in my application.
Got it. How much property did you buy?
Just 1 acre. I was hoping that that would be enough for my wife and myself.
The homestead thing, like you want to live in Florida on 1 acre and produce a little bit of your food and kind of do some garden stuff. Is that kind of what you want to do?
Basically, I'm not really set on Florida either. I'm an opportunist. I will do whatever I can do. If a better opportunity arises, I'm going to take that opportunity. So if it's not Florida, I do Tennessee, I do Indiana, Missouri, Colorado, whatever.
If you woke up with tomorrow morning and you had $1 million, what would you do?
Ooh, I would probably try to make it work in like Colorado or somewhere really, really pretty with mountains and trees, lakes.
Do you own firearms?
I don't. I'm kind of an oddball. I was in the military, but I never really was big on guns. I've had all the training that you could possibly imagine. It's kind of funny. I've trained with the President's 100 when I was in El Paso, but I don't own any firearms.
So what'd you do in the military?
I was a 33 Whiskey. That's Military Intelligence Systems Integrator and Maintainer. I'm the Swiss Army knife of the Military Intelligence Corps, and I feel like if I'm able to go out there, I'm going to be able to work with other people who have the same views and ideas that I have, and just be everything that I want, have a good community to work with, and have a great experience.
Got it. What kind of goats did you guys have?
So we started off with a Nubian off-breed. It was a Nubian mixed with something else. So we never were able to, do really good in showing because it was a mixed breed goat. But the one thing I could excel in was the showmanship part of it. So I worked really hard with that, and made some money doing 4-H, and we bought more and more different goats. I went the pygmy route because I thought they were kind of a funny looking small goat, and my brother, he ended up getting Oberhasleys, if I'm saying that right.
You ever heard of Spanish goats?
Not really.
Got it. You have ham radio license?
I don't.
Okay. All right.
Trying to tear